Peter told me that he found out that you were dating some guy.
Let's say this. For you to say I'm sleeping around with someone and I'm having an affair. I didn't say that. I said that your husband told my husband that.
Then why do you act like, oh my
NeNe
gosh,
was flirting with Peter?
Alright, the final part of season 7 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're going to start with Cynthia and Peter, where it's been a trend during the show so far where Peter's like trying to run places, but he kind of has to go to Cynthia for money. It's happening again. Why do you think Cynthia always does this?
I don't know. She's a loser and lets a man run her life. I don't know. She's a Pisces.
Not too much on the Pisces. Do you think she lets Peter run her life?
I don't think Cynthia's this weak-ass bitch that just lets herself get walked over. I think she probably buys into Peter's dreams and probably wants to support him. And he's just a bad businessman and not worth investing in. And she loves him and can't see that. So.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it's the love component for her and Peter. What ends up happening, though, is Apollo comes to Peter about text messages between his wife, Phaedra, and some Mr. Chocolate fella. Mm-hmm. Shows Peter the papers of the texts, and of course Peter's having a good old time when he's finding this information out, because that's how Peter is.
Messy.
And how Peter is that he's going to go to Cynthia with it. But then Cynthia decides to confront Phaedra about Mr. Chocolate.
But for some of these ladies who pride themselves on keeping it 100, they don't even keep it 50. I know there's been a lot of talk about, calling folks whores and all that stuff, which I think as women is just really just unfortunate.
Oh my gosh. Cynthia, she's like blah, 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 blah. I'm thinking, are you talking yourself up to say something?
It's really crazy because Peter told me that he found out that you were dating some guy.
Is that what he really told him?
He did.
Well, he was lying.
He said you were dating some African guy.
Have you ever seen me with an African guy?
Or do all of us have African guys? That seems to be the running trend.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
They're taking over Atlanta.
Cynthia needs to stop. She can't even get it out. I know you don't want to hear this, Phaedra.
The text messages that Peter saw that you sent to Mr. Chocolate, talking about, oh, I can't wait to see you again. The man that you've been sleeping with. The man that you've been going around having an affair with as a married. Oh, no.
This is the part of how I feel like Cynthia is trying too hard to be messy.
Okay, how so?
I don't know. I just feel like in the past, Cynthia was not the one to be the aggressor in messy situations. But this season, she's been the aggressor on several different occasions.
Yeah, I don't think she really... I mean, I guess you could view it as like Cynthia was defending her friend Kenya, who has been called a whore. Come to find out, Phaedra is actively cheating in her marriage.
Allegedly.
So I can see Cynthia's point of view in that regard, where it's like, you want to be out here calling everybody a whore, but like, you're not innocent either. Mm-hmm. Cynthia and Phaedra have also had beef. Mm-hmm. So like, they're not, on the best of terms. But overall, I do agree that like, the way that she brought it to the group, it's like, that's just a weird thing. So are you fucking somebody?
God.
Even though your husband's off to prison? Like, that's kind of weird,
I mean, I agree with that.
And then also, Cynthia obviously is married to Peter, who is friends with Apollo. Mm-hmm. And I think it's kind of the same thing, where it's like, I think Cynthia doesn't agree with all of Phaedra's decisions and like how she's chosen to respond to Apollo. And so I think it's the same thing where she's just like, she feels some type of way because she doesn't like maybe how Phaedra has handled Apollo's situation, not going to his trials, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Candy.
Yeah, I usually take Cynthia's side. In this case, I can't take Cynthia's side. I felt like she was doing too much trying to...
Yeah, she's being messy.
She was definitely being messy. When they're supposed to have a sit-down together, Phaedra walks away.
Happy to have a real conversation, a grown conversation with you, if you are. But if you're not, then I definitely don't want to sit here and just waste time. So
I thought you invited me here. So.
I did.
Okay, so
I did. Just because I invited you here and you showed up doesn't mean you're going to have the conversation. So that's why I'm just saying that, you know, I really am open to really talk and have a conversation with you.
okay.
I had the conversation, I put it on the table. I didn't feel like my tone was crazy.
First of all, let's say this. For you to say I'm sleeping around with someone and I'm having an affair.
I didn't say that. I said that your husband told my husband that.
But you obviously told your friend Kenya, and you have made it into something that you did not fact check.
First of all, we want to get into fact checking because you don't fact check either, Phaedra. Did you fact check when you told everybody? Can you get
First of all, this is not about. I didn't say that. I said she.
Well, you
offered
said
it.
fact check.
No,
So
and I did fact
in this
check.
group, we don't fact check. We just talk, and this is what it is.
All right. There's absolutely no reason for me to sit here and be attacked again for something I absolutely did not do. Honey, this court is adjourned.
Do you think it's just because she's like taking one from NeNe? She has to walk away from a fight.
I don't think that was a NeNe thing. I think, unlike Portia, she just got her ass up and was like, actually, I don't have to deal with this. You're on some nonsense. I don't owe you my time. Goodbye.
Do you truly believe there's a Mr. Chocolate?
Yes. There's no way. So we already know that Apollo is cheating on Phaedra because he all but said it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's spending thousands of dollars at a strip club. You're not spending that to get dances, number one. Number two, the likelihood that Apollo is just unfaithful, I feel like, is pretty high. So there's no way Phaedra's not getting her lick back. There's just no fucking way.
You think it's just a revenge thing?
Well, I don't think it's a revenge thing, but I think her husband has left her. He's trash. He's potentially abusive, if not physically, at least mentally and verbally. Mentally and verbally and emotionally. Do I think she's talking to somebody to help her get through a hard time? Yes. Yes, I do.
My only problem with it is it's coming from Apollo, and Apollo admits to being a liar with Kenya, and Apollo's going to prison again because he obviously could put together false documents, so...
Yeah, I'm inclined to believe that Phaedra's cheating.
I don't know. Maybe I try to defend Phaedra too much. I don't know. Because that's the reason I started watching this show, but...
That's true.
We also have to talk about Candy and Todd. We talked about it a shit ton in season 6, not so much in season 7. They're not as a main issue anymore, but they still had issues. They're newly married. They seem to be having problems. Obviously, Joyce is still being rude.
She's nasty.
About Todd's mom, Sharon.
Who died?
Yeah, during the end of the season.
We don't have to talk about Mama Joyce.
We don't have to talk about Mama Joyce, but we still should talk about Candy and Todd and their issues. Do you think... Why do you think they had so many issues going into this marriage? Because of the prenup? Because of Mama Joyce? Because Todd's cheating in LA?
Yes.
Yes, what?
All of the above.
Do you actually think Todd was cheating?
I could see a world where Todd was fucking around.
That early into a marriage?
Yes, because if you listen to how Candy talks about cheating, her whole thing is I just better not find out about it.
Really?
She said that several times. She's like, what's done in the dark will come to the light. Just don't let me find out about it. And, like, even, like, the notion of Todd cheating, if you notice, Candy doesn't really get that upset. She's just like, I better not hear anything about it. So...
Well, that's odd coming from Candy to me, because she's so particular about things.
But I feel like Candy's from that generation and, like, that, like, also that locale of, like, hold a man down. Like, that's who I chose to be with. I'm going to stick beside him. And I feel like Candy's going to stick beside her man. But do I think Todd has the capacity to cheat on Candy and her still stay with him? Yeah, I fucking do.
Last thing for the section, because I have to try and set you off at least once during this season. Okay. Joyce is getting these houses from Candy, and she just seems so ungrateful. And then Mama Joyce's boyfriend is like tearing up bathrooms. Thoughts and opinions on Mama Joyce?
I mean, how are you gonna set me off? She's trash. She's a narcissist, and she's not a good person. I can't get angry about that. She's not a good person. She's trash.
And Candy just put it because it's her mom.
Yeah, basically.
A shame, a damn shame. We're going to discuss some of the things at the reunion. We've discussed in past sections that Phaedra and Kenya almost buried the hatchet, allegedly. But at the reunion again, Phaedra's calling Kenya a whore again.
Kenya whore more.
I mean, I don't always disagree with that title for her, but...
Okay, so what are you asking?
I mean, your opinions on Phaedra and Kenya's relationship.
I mean, they're two fixed signs, a Scorpio and an Aquarius. Neither of them are going to get over anything anytime soon.
But Kenya acts like she's over it.
Well, poor shit. What's her fucking name?
Phaedra
didn't match her energy. I don't think Phaedra's ever going to forgive Kenya. Because I think that in Phaedra's mind, whether or not Apollo's been proven to be a liar, she's always going to feel like something went down that was below board. And that's just kind of what it is. So.
Stop lying. No, well, you stop lying because
fraud.
You
because
no, you're being the fraud.
Really
okay, well, who are you really,
you're
honey?
Here. We talked
because
about
your
openly
behavior
about everything, about our hair, our this or that, but you can't even say that your hair is fake today.
Well, I have
so
hair.
Stop.
I'm not saying my hair is fake because it's not.
Stop, Phaedra.
Oh,
just
honey,
be real for once.
No, why don't you be real? Why don't you be real?
Tell the truth.
Oh,
and
girl,
then when Apollo sits there and lies, you want everybody to go, oh, well, no, that he's lying on me, but he's not lying on Kenya.
If you did not behave yourself like you have behaved throughout the time I've known you, it wouldn't have been believable. From day one, the first time I ever met you, you were flirting with my husband. You continued to flirt with my husband.
The other big fight of the reunion was actually NeNe and Candy.
If I'm a hater, I ain't doing nothing but hating on somebody who is a hater.
Okay, thank you. You're right.
Okay.
And I'm wrong.
Yeah, I am.
Every time that I've seen Candy speak, she has spoke so negative of me this season.
As far as the whole NeNe thing, every person that she got mad with that we have known her to be cool with, she want to tear them down on Mad Day.
I am like, wow, this girl really hates me. Because I never did anything to her.
I mean, are you ready for me to talk now?
Yeah, because I want to know why you hate me so much.
First of all, I don't hate you. And I feel like when you put that out there that I hate you, it seems like you waiting for a pity party to come
No,
out.
I don't. You know, I'm not. I'm not a victim, Candy. But you talk so bad
let me
about
finish. I'll let you finish.
Yeah.
Okay. This is how I feel. I do not hate you. I do hate your superior complex.
I feel like on past seasons at the reunion, they get little digs in it on each other. Mm-hmm. But this was the first time they actually had a big fight.
Mm-hmm. We see each other.
Was Candy just fed up with NeNe this season? It felt like it the whole season that she was.
Yeah, I mean, she said it. I'm sick of your stank ass superior attitude.
Yeah, I mean, she's like the one person NeNe can't act superior to, at least with money.
Yeah, and I think that really bothers NeNe is because, like, Candy... Out of all of the women, Candy is clearly the most legit in terms of, like, accolades, right? Like, Cynthia modeled, yes, but her modeling's career is kind of washed up. You know, she models for fucking plus-size JCPenney's, as Phaedra said. Mm-hmm. Phaedra ain't won a case since Bobby Brown. Kenya ain't won Miss America since 93. So I do think it really bothers her, like, Candy's longevity in her career, and that, like, just straight up money-wise, nobody's beating Candy. And then the way that she's able to, like, take these situations that happens and, like, leverage them to build even more income. So we haven't seen that yet, and I won't spoil it. But, like,
Candy you're talking about?
Yeah, Candy.
We've seen it a little bit.
No, we haven't. What do you think's gonna happen?
No, I don't know, but we've seen her, like, have all these different endeavors that work most of the time.
Yeah, and there will be more endeavors that will bring in more money that still exist to this day. But she's got bedroom Candy. I think that just Candy's ability to be a business mogul really intimidates NeNe and upsets her. And it prevents her from truly being the HBIC rich bitch of the cast.
And that hurts her ego like always.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, also, Candy has never really said anything that funny. So.
Well, one thing about NeNe is she is the funniest person on the show.
She's so funny.
And
so many classic one-liners in every single reunion episode.
Yeah, like all these GIFs that I've seen before even watching the show.
You've never understood them, huh?
Until now, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's so funny watching you whites use these GIFs and you don't know what the fuck they mean. It's so funny.
But in context of the GIFs, they're still funny, so...
They're funnier when you understand the root of why she's saying what she's saying,
But how did you feel about NeNe at this reunion trying to play off, oh, I'm just wrong, everyone else is right, because the whole Dr. Jeff thing?
I mean...
It was childish.
It was childish, but, like, if I'm in that scenario, I'm like, thank you, NeNe, for taking accountability. You are wrong, and you are a loser. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for really, like, creating the space to, like, you know, let us really sulk in you being a loser. Thank you for that. Yeah.
One thing I appreciate NeNe at the reunions is no matter who she has beef with, if someone says something funny, she'll laugh, whether it's Kenya, Peter. I do appreciate the times when she's able to laugh at other people, even if she's in beef with them.
Yeah.
So I think she appreciates humor. Maybe that's why she's so funny herself.
Yeah.
Honestly, on my notes, NeNe's kind of the main thing about this reunion, so we're just going to keep at it. Kenya brings up that NeNe and Peter used to flirt with each other to try and deflect with her and Apollo flirting.
Everybody
why do you act
flirts.
like, oh my gosh,
NeNe
it
was
so
flirting with
far-fetched?
Peter.
Girl,
She
I
was
have
flirting with
never flirted
Apollo.
with Peter. Now, don't
People
go there.
accuse you of
Well,
flirting
I
with
don't
him,
give a
and people
damn
can
what
say
they
that you were
accuse
flirting
me
with.
of. I have never
Girl,
flirted with
everybody
Peter.
said you flirted with
I
Peter. If
don't
you don't
give
wanna
a
own it,
damn
that's
what
fine.
everybody
If you don't want to
said.
own it, that's fine.
I
What I'm
never
saying is the
flirted
same
with
point
Peter.
you're
Let's
making to
be
me
very
about
clear.
showing your character
Me,
is the
Peter,
same point
Cynthia,
I'm making
and Greg
to you.
were
Oh,
friends.
now you want to talk?
No, oh, yeah,
The
I talk
mute
when I
wants to
get
talk?
ready. When I
The
get
mute
ready.
wants to talk
I
now?
talk when I get ready.
Yes, you do.
No, we're not going to
Yes,
cross
all
no
day.
lines because my husband's here and I'm married, okay?
Yes,
now,
you
I have
are, for the
never
second time.
flirted with Peter.
That's
Don't
fine.
go there. Don't go there.
Yeah, people said it.
Peter. Ex-Peter. Okay?
He's sitting right
Don't
there.
do that.
Whether you want
Don't
to
do that.
own it or not, Nene, I
Don't
don't
do that
care.
in front of my husband.
We're
Don't do
diverting.
that.
I can't project that loud.
Hold on. Hold on.
Did I
Wait a
say
minute.
you wanted
Let me
to
tell
sleep
you
with
something.
him?
Let me
Did I
tell you
say you
something.
wanted to
Let
sleep
me
with
tell
him?
you
No.
something.
I said
You're
it
not
was
going to
innocent.
disrespect me and my husband.
I just did.
I have never,
I never
ever
Okay.
flirted. Ever.
Peter.
It was innocent, but it definitely
It
happened.
ain't f***ing innocent, bitch. This ain't Phaedra.
Don't call me out my
This
name.
ain't Phaedra.
Don't call
You
me out
ain't
my
gonna disrespect me and my
Don't call me
husband.
out
I
my
know
name.
that.
I
This
just
ain't
did.
Phaedra. This ain't Phaedra. You ain't gonna
flirting
disrespect our
innocently.
marriage now.
Own
You
it.
can disrespect her and Apollo. If I flirted with him, I would own it, bitch. Believe.
Yes, bitch,
that.
I know you would. Okay.
Believe.
Well, even
then
if
do
she
it.
did, I won. Sit
Yeah,
back,
exactly.
baby.
Thank
I
you.
won.
I'm glad you think you have
I
a
won.
prize.
He has the prize, bitch.
Do you think they used to flirt with each other in whatever seasons those were, 4 or 5?
I don't know. I feel like Peter, I already said this. Peter said it best. Like, they just have like a certain rapport and like chemistry with each other where no matter how they interact, I feel like it's going to be perceived as flirting. I don't think NeNe would sit up there and actively flirt with her best friend's husband. But, like, if they're both fiery and outgoing and they're being rambunctious with each other, it's going to come off as though they do have some sort of sexual tension.
Yeah, I agree. It's just their personalities. Like,
Right.
they're shit talkers.
Right. And I think it's the exact same with Kenya and Apollo. I do. Where, like, I don't think that, at least on Kenya's end, I think Apollo absolutely wanted to fuck Kenya and would have taken any advance. But I think Kenya's just silly. She's just a silly, goofy girl.
But they don't have the same personalities that Peter and NeNe have. At least Apollo doesn't. Where they just talk shit about people to be funny.
Okay. Well, that's what I think. So.
One thing I want to talk about at the reunion is... I talked about this in season 6 a lot. Coming into the series, I always heard about, Cynthia's so boring. And now after this reunion, it was clearly to me, NeNe stands pushing that agenda. Mm-hmm. And listen, I've gone against stands on the past of this channel, usually on Big Brother. And NeNe's hilarious, but she is always the problem. I'm sorry. And even in this reunion, when NeNe's having her over dramatic fake out.
You want to admit to that or not? NeNe, don't run away. We don't want you to run away.
Because Dr. Jeff's on the reunion and they bring up NeNe's mother and NeNe has abandonment issues. Many of us have abandonment issues. So NeNe being dramatic, wanting to leave again. And Cynthia again is there for her again. Mm-hmm. I just can't get with NeNe with the whole her and Cynthia situation. I can't, I'm sorry. I feel like Cynthia has always tried to be a good friend. And NeNe's not a good friend. And that's what it comes down to. Because of NeNe's egos or what. I don't know what the issue is, but how did you feel about NeNe's freak out with her mother?
I don't really care about NeNe's freak out with her mom. I don't care. NeNe is clearly a very damaged person that needs therapy and clearly needs somebody beyond Dr. Jeff. But I think NeNe and Cynthia both gave a very accurate account of why their friendship fell out, which was that the bitch thing happened, they moved past it, they went to Vegas. I guess an episode had aired where Cynthia made a comment about, the girls who are sheltered, in high school are the first ones to get turned out and have grandbabies. I guess NeNe took that to be some sort of personal attack, and then NeNe wrote one of her, Bravo blogs and shaded Cynthia, and Cynthia was just kind of like, what the fuck? I'm literally here with you. Why didn't you say that to me? And I think that's really the truth as to why they fell out. I think NeNe's messy, and the end. I don't really know what else to say.
But all I'm hearing is that NeNe was in the wrong.
Yeah, I don't think... Who's going to disagree with you?
NeNe stands.
Who disagree with you?
NeNe stands, clearly.
I think even...
All I've heard of the agenda of Cynthia's boring.
As somebody who, again, watched this as it was airing, was a child and, or young teen, and, actively recognized NeNe as, being funny and entertaining. I don't think I ever was dumb enough to think that she was a victim in any of this. I don't think anyone... You can like NeNe and think she's entertaining.
I mean, yeah, I agree. TV, I guess I have a problem overall with stan culture. And so I just know that NeNe's stans are very pro-NeNe.
I think stan culture is more like me with Kenya, where it's like, okay, those are valid points. Maybe she was a whore, but I'm going to stick beside her.
And I feel like they do that for NeNe.
Well, yeah, but that's not them saying that she's not wrong. It's just them saying she's wrong and I'm going to stick beside her. So.
Well, if they actually admit that she's wrong, then I guess I will let go of it. But if they're just like, oh, Cynthia was clinging to Kenya now because Cynthia's just this weak woman. I don't think Cynthia's ever actually been weak. I think Cynthia's just the person that will actually sit there and have a conversation with someone and try and talk things out.
Yeah, I don't think Cynthia's boring. I think Cynthia's funny. I think that Cynthia has a voice. And maybe she's been in relationships either through marriage or friendship with people who have stronger, louder voices. But Cynthia's not this meek-ass hoe who you just tell her what to think and how to feel and how to act. So, and I don't think she's boring. Honestly, Cynthia was giving us fucking storyline the first two, 3 seasons.
She's been giving a storyline every season. I can't say that for everybody.
No, that's true.
Any final thoughts?
Nope.
All right. Well, we are ending it on a very pro-Pisces sentiment. Let's go.
Fuck them Sagittariuses, I guess.
I guess so.
Fuck us.